Hello friends, I am so glad you're back. We are in the kitchen and we are going on a trip. I'm gonna take you along and we have things in the house that I'd like to use up or at least do something with before we go. We're only going for like a very kind of like short long weekend to New York City actually for the fireworks for 4th of July. So excited about that. It's supposed to be like the biggest fireworks in the country, so that should be fun. And so I actually had some of my cheese sauce, and I have my cheese sauce listed. I'll list it up here. I have it on my website. I have a video for it. Go and see it. I switch it up all the time. Sometimes I make it thicker, sometimes I make it thinner. I change up the spices. Can always like morph this into basically whatever you want. But I have cheese sauce left over and I don't want to waste it. I could just probably throw it in the freezer. That would be easier, but why not make something very quick and very easy to put together? So that's what we're gonna do. The thing I always go to with my cheese sauce is making a potato casserole. Why? Because it takes literally no ingredients. It's always delicious and you can freeze it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it. We're probably going to eat it tomorrow morning and maybe Wednesday morning. We're heading out very, very early Wednesday morning. We have to be at the airport for like 4:30 or something crazy. So we may have it on that day too. I have learned when you're traveling, do not bring overnight oats because it's never going to get through. So I have about 3/4 of a bag of shredded potatoes. I did just leave some in the bag in case we want it one morning. And I'm going to add to that a bag of rice cauliflower. So that's going to boost up the non-starch in this. And it actually kind of works out like a 50-50 plate. Honestly, it's already in there. And this one is actually garlic and herbs. So it already has some flavoring. But we're going to jazz it up a little bit more, and we're going to use some salsa because we're going to make like a taco bake. Okay, and then I'm going to use broccoli, but you use whatever you have. And I just kind of par-cook the broccoli just a little bit to defrost it because I'm in a hurry. And so I like to cut up my broccoli into bite-sized pieces just so it's easier. That one's okay. But you know what? I find with these casseroles you get, especially depending on where you get your broccoli and what's in the bag, sometimes you just get like a big chunk of broccoli and you want to like spread it out. So I'm just going to chop that up. So I usually use my own taco seasoning, but for today I'm just going to use, I think this one is from Costco. But I have it, so I'm just going to use it. Again, like I just ran out of my own. I'm just going to add some taco seasoning. I'm going to add in the rest of this. There's only like a tablespoon or so of this taco sauce. Salsa. I'm going to say about half a cup, give or take. And again, make yours the way you like it. Some people like it a little cheesier. Some people like it however they like it. You guys are allowed to like it any way you want. So now I'm going to add my cheese sauce. And I like the potatoes to be kind of defrosted along with like the cauliflower, just because it does mix much better than everything being totally frozen. But if you were in a hurry, you could do everything totally frozen, and I have. So, and I am going to use all of my cheese sauce because I want this to be extra cheesy. There we go. Grab your baking dish, use whichever one you want, that'll fit it. I think this is gonna fit, but we're gonna find out together. Yep, just gonna make it nice and thick. You also wanna have your oven preheating. I cook this at about 375, and I cook it for about 40 minutes or until it is nice and bubbly. This will be perfect. And then again, we'll eat whatever, and then we'll just freeze it. Yes. Doesn't that look delicious? Yes, it does. My favorite. And again, it's basically a 50-50 plate all in one. You don't have to do anything. Okay. So in the oven, 375, probably 30 to 40 minutes. So while our casserole is cooking, guess what? I have some very sad bananas This one is almost juice. But that's okay, because this is what we're going to do. We're going to use up our bananas. And I'm going to use up this one first. I'm going to wait to use this one because I think I'm going to make banana donuts, chocolate donuts with these. But these ones I'm going to make, of course, banana oatmeal cookies. These are the easiest recipe going. And everything is all natural. There's no extra sugar or anything in it. It's plant-based, it's delicious, and you can morph this recipe a million different ways. So of course we're going to start with our banana. And again, this is super ripe. This is perfect. You're just basically blending up a few ingredients and it's all done. It's easy peasy. So we're going to blend up the banana just to make it more like, almost like liquidy. And honestly, I have a recipe for these. They're so simple, you don't really need a recipe. Just honestly, I promise you, just go with your gut, you'll be fine. We're going to add a little bit of, nut butter. This time I'm going to use almond. You could use peanut butter, you could use cashew, you could use whatever you want. And I'm going to do like a quarter of a cup. If you have to have a recipe, I'm going to do about a quarter of a cup. And actually, the recipe for the donuts is actually quite similar too. But anyway, I'm going to get that mixed in. Now I'm going to make these ones chocolate. So I am adding in about a tablespoon of cacao powder. You could leave them plain, and then this is where you can like morph all your flavors because, oh, I'm also going to add in about just a tablespoon or so of ground flaxseed. You don't have to add that. I've just been trying to add a little extra flaxseed in my diet. Okay. And literally, we're going to add our oats and we're done. How simple is that? Now I'm using the quick cooked oats. I find it makes the cookies a little more tender than the rolled oats, but you could do whatever works for you. And now that my casserole is done, the oven's still heated. I might as well cook these up at the same time. So you could add whatever kind of extract you want. Peppermint would be good with the chocolate. Peppermint cookies, chocolate peppermint cookies, how wonderful. So I am going to add in a little dab, and it's literally about half a teaspoon or so of just vanilla. And I'm going to add cinnamon. So if you've been here before, you know I have an addiction for cinnamon. I love it in everything. And I think that's going to be just perfect. Just use a spoon. It'll probably be easier to mix. Now you could add nuts to this. You could add chocolate chips to this. You could do whatever you want because guess what? They're going to be your cookies. And now that I said that, I am going to put in a few mini chocolate chips. Nuts would be good. Oh, you know, it'd be really good. In, well, my opinion, I would like pumpkin seeds in here. I'm a big, and again, if you've been here, you know I put pumpkin seeds on my oatmeal every morning. I love pumpkin seeds. They're good for zinc, your immune system. Okay, that is it. And now we're just going to drop these on our pan. And I'm just using a parchment paper. You don't have to. Those are delicious. I mean, I had to have a bite. I had to make sure I was, you know, quality control. So you're going to heat your oven to 350. And these are going to just cook for 15 to 18 minutes. It all depends on your stove. So just check them at 15. So these ones are a little more moist or wetter, which is fine. And again, you can't make them wrong. You could keep it plain and do some raisins. Again, I think the chocolate mint would be really good. And you could use a whole bunch of different extracts. There we go. Use up our bananas. We're probably going to take these on the plane. Like 3-4 simple ingredients. And those are just 2 recipes that I use in my kitchen to use up items so there's no waste.